This girl hung her leg upside down on her boyfriend's shoulder. People in the room were stunned by this action, because they were playing a game of truth or dare. As long as the bottle is aimed at whoever must choose the truth. Or is it a dare? The game continued. This time the bottle was aimed at the shy Jim. Jim was too shy to play dare. He had to choose the truth. Mary asked Jim which girl he liked best. Jim said he liked the blonde best. People in the audience began to be crazy, and the blonde's boyfriend blushed. He punched Jim directly in the face. The aggrieved Jim left the place. A few months later, Jim invited his classmates to his birthday party. When several people drove to Jim's house, they found out that he was a rich kid. That's when the butler told them the birthday party would be held at the cabin in the back. When they arrived at the cabin, Jim's brother Tom was already at the door to greet them. Tom said Jim's plane was delayed and he would only be back tomorrow. The drinks were ready. Everyone just eat and drink well to liven up the atmosphere. Tom proposed a game of truth or dare. When the bottle started to spin, Tom pointed the bottle directly at himself and chose to tell the truth. Tom said that he had asked them to come because someone had sent a postcard to Jim. It was among the 5 of them. When they heard this, they got a chill down their backs, immediately wanted to leave the place. Tom stood in front of them. He took down the boy and Mary, who was attacking from behind. Then he pulled out a pistol, a shot in the leg of another boy. Then he tied them all to chairs. Tom continued to play truth or dare. This time the bottle was pointed at the boy. The boy chose dare, only to see Tom push a cart out and then put the blonde girl down on the ground. He stuck a hose in her mouth. Someone help this woman. She was forcibly pried open by a man. A pipe hose was inserted into her mouth. The hose was connected to tap water and sulfuric acid. Tom gives the man a choice. The man didn't want to choose, but Tom says if he doesn't choose, then he would turn on 2 switches at the same time. The man had to choose the left side. Tom turned on the switch. The liquid slowly flowed down the tube. Blondie whimpered in fear. Fortunately, the man chose the right one. The water coming out of the pipe was tap water. The game continues. This time the bottle pointed to Mary. Mary chose to tell the truth. Tom asked her who should do the acid test and said she would take the test if she didn't choose. Mary had to choose the curly-haired man. Tom inserted the tube into the man's mouth, then asked his partner left or right. This time the partner chose the left side. Flipped the switch. The liquid stayed down the tube. This time the curly-haired man was not so lucky, killed directly by the acid. Just as the game continued, a classmate came outside the house. Tom came outside the house and knocked the male student to the ground directly. Then he put a bullet in his gun. He said he had a 50-50 chance of surviving. Tom told the boy to shoot at his partner. On the other hand, the blonde girl untied the tape on her hand. She escaped through the window. She was running around barefoot and ready to find help. When Tom returned to the cabin, found that one person was missing. He rushed to the car to chase the blonde girl, and the blonde girl came to the villa. The cottage was silent. Blondie found a wire on the ground. She followed the wire to a room. She saw a frightening scene. Jim was not dead. He was staring at the surveillance cameras, watching every move in the cabin. The boy played a game of truth or dare. He became a vegetable lying in bed. Only his eyeballs could turn. It turns out that after Jim was insulted, he went home and hanged himself and did not die due to the lack of oxygen to his brain. His whole body was paralyzed. Blondie asked Jim what was going on. At that moment, the butler came in with a gun. The blonde hid under the bed. The butler grabbed her leg and pulled her out. The blonde kicked her away. When the butler raised his gun again, Blondie put the blade to Jim's neck. The butler had to drop the gun and leave. Blondie gets the gun and prepares to leave. The butler suddenly came out of the shadows. The 2 of them scrambled. The gun went off and hurt the butler by mistake. Tom heard the gunshots and arrived here. He rushed straight to the blonde girl, then pulled her to Jim. In front of him broke the blonde's neck. On the other side, Mary and the men argued. Mary took the opportunity to bite off the man's finger. She broke free of the tape. She pushed the man down and slammed him into the hoe. Just as Mary was about to leave with her partner, Tom pushed his brother Jim to come here. Mary shot Tom straight in the face. Just as Mary was about to kill Tom, Tom pushed the gun away and stabbed Mary in the thigh. Her partner also attacked Tom from behind. Then Mary grabbed the glass jar of sulfuric acid, smashed directly on Tom's head. Then Tom was tied to a post, and Mary was not hiding anything. She was the one who took the private video with Jim because her family was going bankrupt, wanted Jim to help her father. Unexpectedly, Jim chose to kill himself. Finally, Mary put a grenade into Jim's hand. Jim looked at the video on his phone. He pulled the ring as hard as he could, and Mary drove the car to escape from here. This film tells us to stay away from beautiful women.